Hello and welcome to This Is. The humane thing to do would be put Humane out of their misery, which is exactly what Marquez did.
If you're unfamiliar, there is a little bit of a genre in 2024 of AI-powered gadgets. Now look, I'm gonna go on the record, I like AI. There's a lot of good stuff there. Now obviously, that's a very broad blanket statement. There's a lot of asterisks there, but look, there's a lot of practical uses for AI. Here's the thing, there are a couple of products that are either out or coming out soon. One of which is the Humane AI Pin. The Rabbit R1 is another. And these are meant to be almost like smartphone replacements. You will be able to take calls, you'll be able to use it as like a voice assistant. There's a lot of cool stuff here. And at first glance, you look and go, huh, that's kind of neat. But the problem is that these things are, what's like one step lower than like underbaked? Like eating the raw cookie dough?
Salmonella. I got semi-interested in this because, like you say, it is directly out of Star Trek. But it's dumb. And because there's nothing that these can do that your smartphone can't do.
Yes.
Your smartphone just does it better in every single conceivable way.
So let's talk about this for a second. What the Humane does. The Humane is a pen that basically goes on your shirt. It has a camera, it has a microphone, it has a couple LEDs and whatnot, and it has a laser projector instead of a screen, which to be fair, that's actually one of the parts that, even though it's a little impractical, does seem really cool. But the idea about this thing is that it really just leans on ChatGPT, which, great, totally fine, but that's a cloud-based tool, which means that if you've ever used Bing or ChatGPT or any of these sort of AI assistants, you'll realize that they're very slow because you have to put all the stuff in, go to the cloud, crunch
process.
500 GPUs worth of information, send it back, read it to you.
It'd be a lot better if it was like 5G ultra wideband, but the battery
No.
would like last like 10
Here's what it
seconds.
needs to do. It needs to be able to run these AI models
Locally.
on device. I mean, we're coming up to the era where, if you've seen a recent video talking about Windows 12, laptops and computers are about to have the capability to run AI models locally. And you can imagine that's going to be a huge step up in performance. The way that this thing would be good, in my opinion, is if it was instant and running locally on device. But there is nowhere near the processing power available. Like, we're talking about something that like 5, 6, 7 years from now might be possible.
Maybe.
But like, it's just, this thing runs hot. There's like so many problems with it. My argument against it, why do we need to replace the smartphone? Like honestly, like, why do we need to do that? Like,
so this was a philosophy thing.
Yeah.
Because I am not about to defend the Humane. Their philosophy was like, oh, we spend too much time on the smartphone. Sure. Their whole thing was like, oh, it's gonna untether you from your smartphone.
Humane, what it will do is it will try to use ChatGPT or whatever their backend is. If you ask for something simple and basic, it's probably gonna be able to pull it up relatively quickly. But when you start to ask it more complicated things, you're introducing a lot of points of failure where, oh, did it hear you correctly? Did it give you correct information? Did it read it out? Like there's so many steps in this process that, like, the problem is that it, in its current form, is not able to justify the $700
$700 and $24 a month. I'm glad that there's like new hardware. I'm glad that there's new, and it's like, it's well made.
It's really cool.
Yeah, like, here's the problems with it. So like, all right, you can call people from it, but it's not your phone number. You have to, you're setting up a new phone number. Okay, you're paying the $24 a month for the data. Fine, whatever. But what you're actually paying for in that 24 is more a ChatGPT premium subscription.
Yeah. So the thing is, the Rabbit feels like the item that has a lot more hype, mostly because it is so cheap. Almost certainly going to be running at a significant loss. These things are expensive to develop. It's got like this teenage engineering style, design and everything. Some things with the Rabbit don't add up to me. I'll just say that. I'm hopeful that it's good, and obviously because Humane is in a really rough state to launch, doesn't necessarily mean that the Rabbit is, but my guess is it's probably gonna not be that much better. I will reiterate, I like what AI can do. I use actually mostly Gemini now, especially for like problem solving, right? Like, it's quite good at, like, if I'm trying to troubleshoot something, I go, hey, I'm here and the server's giving me XYZ, or hey, I'm looking for, you know, these parts for my car. It's good at some more complicated search style things.
Sure.
I completely understand that a lot of people are very anti-AI, and that's totally fair. And there are a lot of issues, but in my opinion, AI is not going anywhere. And you can decide that you're not going to use it for as long as you want, and that's completely up to you. But from my personal perspective, I would rather learn how to use these things and try to help maybe make them better along the way. It's coming whether you want it to be or not. In my opinion, I would rather be along with the ride so I'm not being left behind, if that makes sense.
I agree with you on that. This might sound a little sci-fi-y on my part, but I fully believe this. I think that everything that AI is doing is more going in the wrong direction. Kind of what your point is.
Yeah.
AI is very good at curating. I'm going to be really excited for AI when it's like more like a Jarvis from Iron Man. Instead of all these companies trying to think of like, oh, my phone and my pin and my whatever, like as all these different devices, thinking AI is more of a centralized thing for you personally, where it's all based around like an ecosystem of you, not the internet.
Ooh, I like that. An ecosystem of you. It sounds like something Johnny Ive's gonna sell me.
The difference is, and like call me an eye sheep if you want.
Yeah.
I think that if Apple turned the watch into a pin, I would instantly buy it.
Well, it's not even that. I completely agree that the idea of the Rabbit or the Humane feels like it would just be better served as a smartwatch. Which, to be fair, it's not like smartwatches don't have like assistants and stuff. Here's sort of my expectation for 2024. Obviously, AI has been this massive buzzword over the last year and a half or so. Everyone is absolutely just throwing everything they've got at it. The heavy rumor is that between Microsoft with Windows, Google with Android, iOS, macOS, and everything like that, that by the end of this year, pretty much every major operating system will have significant AI capability built in. But I think what's going to be different about it compared to in the past is that a lot of this is actually going to be local and native. Right now, if you're using AI, odds are proper like generative AI, you're going to be using it via the cloud. The cloud is where the most powerful models can run. Jensen's sitting there with his cool leather jacket, counting his billions of dollars because everyone's bought every GPU he's ever made. But like where I think it's gonna be a little bit more practical for a lot of people is when it is running on device. And lots of devices that we have right now have plenty of performance to run AI models. Clearly, Apple's models are going to be running on the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac, and everything when they release here in the September or whatever. Imagine if Siri exists on your phone, except was not bad and was legitimately helpful in understanding much more context versus like, forget any assistant right now. It feels like you're going down the tree of like X, then Y, then Z, where it doesn't have that sort of global understanding of what's going on and what you want to do.
The press and the actual functionality has just been so bad. First off, they're gonna have to rebrand AI.
Well,
like
that's
AI,
why they try to say generative AI.
Right, like, because like everyone's just like, AI sucks now. Are you familiar with what happened with Amazon with the AI, the Amazon Fresh? It was AI. It was just 1,000 people in an Indian call center facility just watching it. You have everyone who's just like, AI sucks, even when it is good.
Yeah.
The negative perception of this from everyone is such a steep uphill battle that everyone's gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna accept this. That's basically what Microsoft is trying to do with Copilot. Everyone's like, Bing is stupid, AI is stupid, so AI Bing is stupid. So what do? They rebranded to Copilot.
You've got to imagine that Siri is going to be rebranded as Apple
Tim.
I would want to talk to AI Tim, and he can be my best friend, and we can go out, and he can like give me great recommendations for some delicious sushi restaurants or something. I'll ask him about like why my green bubbles for my mom's phone keep showing up wrong, and he'll just tell me to buy my mom an iPhone. It'll be so much fun.
Normally, I'm on the board of like, companies are going to shove this down your throat and it's coming whether you want it or not.
Can we please, for the love of God, use different phrasing?
I'm definitely on board with you of like, hey, you need to learn how to use these things. The more they keep trying to do this, the more they are damaging the overall concept. If they keep saying like, hey, here's this thing that you can already do, but shittier, and we can just say buzzwords, it's gonna be impossible for them to do something good later on.
I hear you.
I'm getting ranty.
I hear you, but here's the thing. This is the early days of this thing. It is gonna evolve, but it's gonna settle down to a better sort of spot. Everyone is throwing the words AI on everything, of course. That's gonna chill out a little bit. But the thing is, AI is such a ridiculously broad term. You could say that your camera is powered by AI because it's doing all this sort of machine learning to like process the highlights. The branding of this thing is kind of one of the biggest problems.
Yes,
with, like,
I think this is crypto all over again.
What? No. I hard disagree with that. Crypto, while it had and has some use as being a currency, we already have currency. Like it's not like it doesn't solve that much.
But we already have everything that AI is doing.
No.
We don't have stuff that machine learning was doing. We have stuff that AI is doing.
We're getting way in the semantic weeds here.
Yeah, but that's the problem with it. When you're just trying to lump every buzzword into this,
of course,
it muddies the entire water.
Absolutely.
And it dilutes everything, and then it's going to be impossible to get any real traction for the good features.
Okay.
I want to throw this all back to the Humane.
Humane me.
Imagine if Humane did not advertise this as an AI pin,
Sure,
and just said this is a screenless smartphone.
They would not have raised as much money, and people would not have given it as much hype.
people have been this hard on it.
No.
I guarantee they would have found a much bigger market than they currently are finding right now by just saying this is a screenless smartphone. As you push these expectations up with your buzzwords, you can't be surprised when they collapse. This happens a lot. Products oversell, underdeliver. Nothing Marquez says was incorrect. It's not his or any of our, as YouTubers, responsibility to baby a product.
Yeah.
We're going to give you our opinion.
Yes.
Guess what? We are biased sometimes because we like certain things, we don't like other things.
Yeah, we like Sony ponies, we hate Xbox.
Well,
depending on the video, I guess. But the Marquez thing bothers the shit out of me. He reviewed the Fisker Ocean, called it the worst car he's ever reviewed, which was a completely true statement. Fisker was already in deep trouble. Their stock continued to tumble. People blamed Marquez. It's stupid. I did a whole Fisker video, and I will tell you, if anything, Marquez undersold how much of a disaster that company is right now. And now we look at the Humane, which, to be fair, Marquez did not post a video at embargo. He does a video basically tearing it apart, but in a way that I don't think was any worse than anyone else. And yet people go, oh, Marquez is trying to kill another company. It's like, look, the Humane pen feels like it is a half-baked thing that has some good ideas, but it is not there. Much like a lot of products, like you said, they have to get sent out into the world a little too early. Sometimes you're able to find your footing, you can kind of work through it, and you have a few years and generations to kind of work through it. That's great. And sometimes you fall flat on your face because it didn't work. Where Humane is gonna land, I have no idea. Rabbit has a lot of these same sort of concerns, but like, there's a cool idea here. My gut on both of these is that the cool idea will be great in 5 years when you can run the AI model on your Apple Watch and you don't need this extra pen. Obviously, every product needs a version 1.0. Totally understand. But this is not a 1.0. This is an 0.1.
Right. If your company collapses based on the review of one person, that means you didn't, as a company, have enough of your own footing to stand on that.
I understand the idea that, you've got this product, you've got to get it out the door, you've got to got to get some money and blah, blah. Like, of course, that makes sense. But at the end of the day, if you as a company release a product that is unfinished, then first of all, you have no defense.
Right.
For when people review the product that is there. You always have to review and evaluate a product as is right now because you never know when that 2.0 update comes.
One of the things I want to say about Humane is they have been very nice about saying, you know what? You guys are right. They're like, you know what? This is valid feedback. We got a lot of work to do.
Great.
And that's the exact mentality that the company should have.
I think we both agree here. This is a cool concept. It just feels like it's not something that they just need a couple patches for. Like, it almost feels like they need a version 3.0, right?
It's going to be hard to get to that point.
Very hard to
when
get to
when you're trying to recover from 1.0.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
let us know.
Oh,
you know what?
The AI had us synced up.
Hit the subscribe button on the This Is channel so you'll always be kept up to date with the latest and questionable hot takes from two decidedly very human hosts instead of the AIs, which would probably give you much more succinct information in 30 seconds and would be equally as wrong about the things that we talk about. Like, subscribe, and follow us into the revolution.
Sorry, I was computing on the other.
Yeah, you had to go after the cloud.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm only on 3G.
That explains a lot.